Hey you guys, today we're going to be talking about overcoming chronic illness. If you've been following me for a while, you've probably heard me talk about Crohn's disease. I've had Crohn's disease since I was 2 years old. Crohn's disease is an autoimmune disease. It can infect you anywhere from your rectum, basically all the way to your mouth, and anywhere in between. It can be severe, it can be mild, and it can cause all sorts of issues from it. Now, my entire life I've had it, as far as I can remember, to 2 years old. I've been in the hospital my entire life. Surgeries, doctors, medication, experimental things. Growing up, my memories of growing up quite often had to do with me in the hospital. Meeting this doctor, meeting that doctor, flying here, trying to get this solved. My mom dragging me from meeting to meeting, medication to medication. It can be taxing and it can be challenging. And you are dealing with something similar. And it might not be a chronic illness, but you're dealing with something that feels the same way as I just described. I want to talk about how to overcome it, because there's a lot of people that are defined by their illness or that are defined by their situation. You know, I travel a lot, I speak to a lot of people, and people that I meet that have chronic illnesses, typically, I'd say 8 out of 10 allow it to define them and allow it to bring them down. It's a series of mopiness and victim mindset and poor me and why is it like this? And, you know, I wish it was different. I just keep thinking to myself, wow, if you changed your mindset, if you change your perspective on how you're handling it or what it actually is or what it means, you would actually benefit from having this illness. Let me talk to you about how I recommend overcoming chronic illness or overcoming the situation that you're in. The first thing is you got to get around people that don't have that illness. Now, this might seem weird, but let me tell you this. When I had my rectum taken out and my colon taken out and 8 feet of my bowel taken out, I attended a few meetings, ostomy meetings, where it was an entire room of people that had my illness. I lasted about 20 minutes. I couldn't stand it. Every single person I spoke to at this meeting was a victim. Poor me, and how long have you had it for? And isn't it tough? And, you know, most of them were overweight and they were sad and they were on disability and they were just milking it. Their mindset was weak. If you hang around people that have your situation, chances are you're going to end up thinking like them, right? People that have disabilities and have chronic illness, a lot of the times they play victim. It's poor me. I know because I have one and I hang around people that have had it, and most of them are victims. You know people that have disabilities that play it up. Maybe you even play it up in your life. So the first thing that I recommend is don't surround yourself with an entire community of people that have that same disability, because you're gonna take on their same limiting beliefs, their same victim mindset. So get away from those types of people. It's okay to have friends that have the same illness as you, but in general, I wanna be around people that are healthier than me, that have a better mindset than me, that don't have my illness, because I want to be around people that where their life is not directly affected by Crohn's disease. Makes me feel normal. Makes me feel like I'm just like them. I can do things just like them. And they don't want to hear about my problems, right? Just like I don't want to hear about their problems. That's the first thing. You got to get away from people that have the same disability or same illness as you do. Second thing I want you to understand. You got to understand that the price that you're going to have to pay is not more than somebody else. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, wait a minute, Steve, I have the disability, I have the chronic illness, so I have to pay a bigger price. Look, I spend about 60 minutes a day, every day, dealing with my illness, my ostomy, my skin infections, and the ulcers on my body, and the challenges that I have, the skin conditions, the arthritis, all the side effects, the things that have led me to, you know, challenges with my loss of smell from Crohn's. There's just so many things that Crohn's has created havoc in my body with, and I spend at least an hour a day on my body trying to work on the things that my Crohn's disease has caused. So I get it. I have to pay a certain price. But you want to know what? As soon as you start to think that the price that you have to pay to win in life is way more than the next person, you're already a victim. The people that you know, yeah, they might not have a chronic illness, but they got some other shit going on in their life that to them is equally as important. Maybe it's a death, maybe it's a relationship issue, maybe they're swimming in debt. See, I know that God blessed me with Crohn's disease because he knew that I could handle that. I got friends that are going through some other challenges. You know what? I wouldn't trade my challenge for theirs. So stop thinking that you have to pay a bigger price. Everybody has to pay a price in life. Everybody has to get through something. Everybody's dealing with something. You got to realize that. You got to recognize that. It's not just you. It's not just poor you, poor me, victim me. Oh, look at me. I'm this, I'm that. Nobody cares. Nobody actually cares because they all got shit going on in their life. And it's true. It's you against you. And the sooner you realize that, especially if you have a chronic illness like me, the sooner you can start to move through it. Next, you gotta make extra preparations. When you have a chronic illness, depending on what it is, you gotta be more prepared. Back when I had a colon and a rectum and I was going to the bathroom between 30 and 40 times a day, I couldn't leave the house without mapping out where all the bathrooms were in the city. I needed to be within 5 minutes of a bathroom, basically my entire life. So you prepare, you make arrangements, you gotta pre-plan your food, you gotta be well prepared. You got a chronic illness and you wanna overcome it, preparation is the key. You can't be day to day, you can't be hour to hour, you can't be minute to minute. You're gonna have to prepare more than somebody that doesn't have it. It's just part of the game, right? If you have diabetes and you have to control your weight and control your food intake so that you don't get overweight, so that you don't take on some of the effects of diabetes, you got to plan. And if you don't pre-plan, you eat a McDonald's every day. We all know what that can do. Preparation is key when you want to overcome a chronic illness. Next, you got to use the motivation to inspire others. You know, I have a chronic illness and I want to get super fit. Why do I want to get fit? Because I want to show people that have my disease and my illness and my surgery that they can be fit too. I'm using my condition to motivate me to inspire other people that are being challenged. And when you can come from that angle, when you can actually use it as motivation, look, I don't know what you have. I don't know what you're battling with. But think about this for a second. You getting through that, on the other side of it, is you inspiring somebody else to do the same. And when you have that mindset, it's not about you anymore. It's about the other people that you can influence, about the other people that you can affect. So for me, I use it as motivation because I want to inspire people. I want to let them know that, hey, they can win too. Their identity is not their illness. They can win. And that fires me up. And I hope that fires you up too. And my last thought on overcoming chronic illness is this. You got to win anyway. You have to win anyway. There's no excuses. Depending on what you're dealing with, you may never beat your chronic illness. I'm never going to beat mine. There's not a surgery that I can go and put 8 feet of colon back into me, 8 feet of bowel back into me. I'll never have a rectum till the day I die. It is what it is. You may never beat it, but you can figure out a way to overcome it. See, the world doesn't owe you anything. You can't play victim. You have to figure out every single day how you can overcome the challenge that you've been blessed with instead of soaking it and let it eat you up and let it make you sad and depressed. You got to find a way to win anyway. All right, you guys, I hope you guys got some value to that. I want you to share this video with as many people as you can that need to hear this. Maybe they're going through something. They need a little bit of tough love, tough motivation. Maybe you need to watch this again, right? Please leave a comment, give it some love, share it with your team, and I'll see you guys on the next video.